One of the themes I've been working with in the art over the years is I've been mapping out the pattern of the shofar blowing on Rosh Hashanah. So on Hebrew New Year's, we blow the shofar. We blow 4 different types of sounds on the shofar, which we learn have a relationship to those 4 letters of the divine name, what we were talking about in the last session. On the day of Rosh Hashanah, on each of the days, we blow throughout the entire day a total of 100 sounds. There's 4 different types of sounds, but we blow on Rosh Hashanah a total of 100 sounds. And we blow those 100 sounds in a very particular pattern that we've been blowing for thousands of years, since ancient times. So we learn in Kabbalah that encoded in that pattern of the sounds is very deep spiritual ideas, mapping out very deep understandings of the tree of life and consciousness. So in this picture here, I've been mapping out the pattern of the 100 sounds. On the bottom, there's one triangle representing the first sound of tekiah, the single sound, right? Like the do. The next row, there's 3 triangles for shvarim, which is like the do, do, do. Then we have the trua, which is the do, 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 do. And the art is mapping here through the ancient pattern of the 100 sounds. There's so much learning in Kabbalah and the Zohar what the pattern represents. But the basic idea, the lowest level is one we're caring only about ourselves, only wanting to get. And every level going up is deeper and deeper levels of love and giving. That whole progression from focusing on ourselves, wanting to get, self-serving, to all the higher levels of more and more in a state of giving and love. The extra long sound that we blow at the end, the tekiah gedolah, represents the state of complete unconditional love, a state that's called gamar tikkun, that final level where we're in a state of complete unconditional love and able to experience all of the divine goodness in a state of oneness. So for many years I've been working with this pattern, been mapping out for a long time in different ways. Some years ago I started to work with it in a newer way, excited about. What I started to do is to take the basic set of the 4 different types of sounds of the shofar and to sound them through software that's mapping out the sound waves. And then through digital painting, just creatively working with the actual sound. So you could see here, this is like we start with the tekiah, the long blast. So this is here like the do. Then we come to the shvarim, which is like the do, do, do. Then we have the trua, do, 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 do. And then the whole top half of the art is the tekiah gedolah, the extra long sound. So we were saying how these 4 sounds, they are associated with the 4 letters of the divine name, with Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey. And they represent so much. They represent the whole spiritual blueprint that we're learning about. So one idea about it is that when we were looking at the tree of life, the whole tree of life was in 3 columns, right, left, and center. And we learn about 3 basic states of consciousness called right consciousness, left consciousness, and center consciousness. So right consciousness is when we're happy, state of appreciation, happiness. It's the long blast of the shofar, which is kind of like a thank you, it's all good, we're happy. The sound of the shofar, that's do, do, do. That's the other side of the tree of life. State of brokenness, crying. It's not so good. So in some ways, those are our 2 states of consciousness. We're happy or we're not. We're appreciative or we're not. Even if we're like, everything is so good, but The moment we say but, that's already the do. So that's where we're hanging out most of the time. Every once in a while, we're actually truly happy, appreciative. But the Kabbalah is trying to help us learn how to reach what's called the central column, which is represented by the. So that sound is so broken that it's whole. And it represents, on one level, all of our spiritual learning and spiritual practice to try to develop our awareness that all the brokenness we're going through in our lives and all the brokenness we're going through in the world is all divinely orchestrated to help us come to a goodness beyond anything we could even dream of, which is represented by the extra long sound of the Tekiya Gedola. So there's so much, but that's like a basic spiritual blueprint that's encoded in the shofar.